Hey guys, this is Jason from ChicagoRealEstateAgents.org, and today we're going to discuss how much do realtors charge. Since there has been a lot of controversy about the fees of real estate agents, I decided to put up a detailed analysis on their payment system and their fees. The first thing that you should realize is that every professional realtor in the city of Chicago will charge you for a property sale as well as leasing. Many of these professionals have their own rules and terms, so you should be careful when reading your contract. I am warning you about this because some real estate agents can also charge you additionally if the transaction is a complex one. In the recent years, there have been a few attempts by the government to regulate this field by setting up an industry standard for fees. There hasn't been a lot of improvement in this direction. My point here is that your fees will vary from case to case. Model of fees. The first thing that we have to analyze is the model of fees imposed by the realtors. In reality, there are only two. Either they can charge you a set amount of dollars, which is very rare, so you shouldn't even bother looking for these, or, which is more common, almost a standard today, they will charge you a percentage of the total dollar value for the transaction. So how much do they charge? Well, as I've already mentioned above, it does vary greatly. However, the fees usually revolve around 4 to 6% for a sale, or 5 to 6% of the aggregate lease value, which is basically the sum of the monthly rent and the lease term. The good news is that the fees are generally negotiable. However, you should keep in mind that the fee is going to depend heavily on the demand of the property. If there is a high demand for your property, you can expect your fee to go high. However, if you're about to sell your real estate property in some of the more depressed areas of Chicago, you can expect your realtor to lower it by 1 or 2%. However, there's a trick that you should definitely try. I'll talk about that below. Here's what you should do before. The most important thing is to know all the expenses before you hire a real estate agent. A lot of people out there are simply too shy to ask these questions. However, you should ask the realtor about every single expense because then you won't be caught. You should ask the agent whether he charges the listing fee or whether he charges for any other service in addition to his main one. This leads me to the second part of this article. A few tips to help you recognize whether the agent is professional enough or not. You can drastically lower your fees if you listen to my advice below. Always be careful when the broker advises you to open your house. You see, the cold fact, according to the National Association of Realtors, is that the success rate of open houses strategy is only around 2%. But it does have a huge benefit for the agent because they can meet a lot of people who come to visit them. You should be very careful about this because there are some real estate agents out there who get their customers solely based on this method. Some people are not interested in buying your house. They are constantly looking around to find someone desperate who will sell them the house under the market price. Let's say that a few people who are not that interested in buying your property visit your house every evening, the hours when it's usually opened since you've listened to the advice of the realtor. This way, the broker expands his client list because it is actually him who interacts with the visitors, not you directly. Most of the real estate brokers are actually never going to tell you that their fees are negotiable. That's because they themselves are professionals in negotiation, and they will use their mind tricks to fool you. The first thing that they will tell you is that they never negotiate about the fee. And this is a simple lie, especially if there's a high demand for your property. In realty, and especially if there's a high demand for your house, you should definitely try to lower your fee. You can tell them that they will potentially get more buyers because the traffic in the house is not going to be high. Not everyone will want to buy your house, but amongst so many people who do look around, someone might buy another one. This is a great business for the real estate agent, and if you're ready to give him the job if he lowers the fee, I've seen some people lower their fees by a flat percent this way. Be careful with this one. Although they are obliged by law to tell you about every offer out there, some of the real estate agents don't do this because most of them are thinking about their own fee. This means that if someone offers him a low price, he won't even pass it on to you because his fee is going to be low. This won't be the case if you manage to hire someone who will work for a flat fee though. Although these cases are rare nowadays, it is still worth trying a flat fee MLS, or multiple listing service. To conclude this matter, you should know that the fees are generally revolve around 4 to 5%. Unfortunately, they are percentage based and you will rarely find someone who's going to do a good job for a flat fee. To compensate, you have to check out the terms of the contract, and you should definitely try to lower the fees if you know that there's high demand for your property. Most of the real estate agents actually won't tell you that their fees are negotiable. You just have to press them hard enough. Alright guys, again this is Jason from Chicago Real Estate Agents, and feel free to browse around our website at chicagorealestateagents.org.